Good morning everyone. So the outside of the log cabin. I'm going to go for a wander up the driveway. As you can see, the ground is, it's sand. It's like you're at the beach. A few dibble tracks. Dibble dibbles, as my mum calls them. They eat ants. So she tells me. So the structure up here you can see is actually where the lady that built the log cabin lived while she was building the log cabin. And they had some cattle or something in that. I think they had a small bull in there while it grew up at one point. Won't go in here properly. See, not really in a livable condition at the moment, but maybe better than a tent. Not that there's anything wrong with the tent. There are a few flies. Quite a few flies. And there's some nasty grass. I'm not sure what it is, so if anyone knows, it's really spiky. I can't get the phone to focus on it. I think it's moving too much. Yeah, but it's really spiky. You can see it better from that angle, from that distance. It's horrible stuff. Horrible, horrible, horrible stuff. Gets caught on anything, everything. I thought I hated cobbler's pegs, but no, that's worse. See, it's greening up a lot more than it was last time I was here. Which is probably just the change in season. So it's gotten warmer. It was quite cool last time we were out here. Had a lovely fire going every night. There's properties out in Millmerran, or Millmerran Downs actually. It's a 20-acre block. I'm thinking that might be a termite mound. I'm not positive. I'm not an expert on termite mounds. But I've heard they make pizza ovens out of that stuff. And if there's one termite mound, there's bound to be more. Oh, look at that. There's a huge, huge one over there. I don't know if you can see it. problem is I don't want to get those horrible grass seeds stuck on my dress. It's really the worst thing to be wearing in here. But I was just going to go up the driveway. But I want to go have a look at that big mound. I'm going to end up with those grass seeds all over me. I wonder if that's something goats will eat. Ah, cactus. Found some prickly pear before. That's definitely coming to life nicely. And I was told the clay pan is about 5 foot down. Check that out. That is huge. I think that is a termite mound. And to give some context, there's my hand. Termites have been busy on that for a long time. Lots of new shoots on the trees. Oh, it's looking a bit sad and sorry for itself. It's got lots of new shoots. Maybe as the weather's warming up. Lots of trees go dormant over winter. Mulberry's one of them, and there's actually a mulberry out the back, which I'm thinking is very exciting. I love mulberry. And mulberry grow really, really well. And mulberry create lots of shade. And mulberry create lots of lovely berries. And they grow reasonably quickly. And they're a good fodder for the goats too. Ah, it's flies. Lots of flies. They can be dealt with too. You can deal with flies. I've actually got a really cool fly trap that works fantastically at home. Actually found it when I was on the 600 square metre block. And we had a few too many chickens and not enough carbonaceous material. And the fly trap just worked a treat. It's like a big 2 litre bottle, and I filled it. Like it was, well, I didn't fill it, the flies filled it in under a week. And the fly problem just went away. And the best part was, because the stuff was natural, I could just give the flies straight to the chickens. And the chickens loved them. They just thought, oh, wow. Hey, back on the driveway. I'm safe from that grass. Oh, maybe not. I think I just found some. I should be walking in the middle of the driveway. So the fence property is currently partially fenced with dog fence. I wouldn't say it's been done fantastically, but it's what they had, so they used what they had. I'll go in here and show you. Ideally, you really want to have a strand of wire, 3 strands of wire, at least 2. But this is what they had. You want a strand of wire up the top to clip the mesh to. You want a strand of wire in the middle and a strand of wire down the bottom that's tensioned, so it stops animals from going under it. But it's better than nothing. It's probably going to make it so that if somebody wanted to come out here and hunt or anything, they wouldn't be able to catch much. because a lot of it wouldn't come through that fence because they'd take the path of least resistance. Although a lot of things can get under that. Like I had a little bull and he'd get out under that. It is clipped in multiple places along the star picket. So, flies. The flies are driving me up the wall. I had a shower. Oh dear. It's got a gate on the property that gets locked. Now that fence will actually continue all the way along the driveway. It just hasn't been finished yet. See, the road out the front is just a dirt road, which is very corrugated. There's a bit of rock exposed here in the driveway, but that's not tragic. So there's a gentle gradient to the property, so I reckon it would work really well for swales and berms to try and catch some of the water runoff. This is not the ideal spot for a swale, although I can understand most people doing that because they're trying to stop the water from coming off the driveway onto their property. Now, I would want that water coming onto the property, and I'd create mounds like this all the way down the property to actually slow the water down so that it actually will soak into the ground. Oh, some more prickly pear. Yeah, prickly pears, you see. It's a bit of a noxious weed out here, just because it propagates so easily and can just take over an area. See a bit of erosion here from the rain. But I'd probably like to lower that dip there a bit so that the water can come in more, so we can get it onto the property. So permaculture, you really want to actually keep the water on the land. You don't want it running off, and you want to slow it down. The biggest problem in sandy country like this is the water will just run off, and any topsoil you've got will run with it. So you really need to slow the water down as much as you possibly can. Which is where digging swales and ditches and that sort of stuff is. It's interesting. Another termite mound in there. Now, termite mounds are actually really interesting because termites will actually take water down deep into their, and food down deep into their nests. So it's actually quite fertile around there if you can do something with it. So this property goes a long way back, and I think from memory it's 410 metres above sea level here and 400 metres above sea level at the bottom. So I'd be looking at putting a dam up the top here if I was doing a permaculture design for the property. And getting that Now, I think that might be the corner of the block over there. That's where the phone line comes in. That's a possibility. I'm not quite sure, and I don't want to get in there. Anyone got any idea what that is? Because I can't read it from here. I'm not sure where the property lines are. But it's potentially over there somewhere. So yeah, from a permaculture perspective, a dam up the top here would be great, because then you could gravity feed down to the rest of the property. And it'll fill easily from all the water runoff from neighbouring properties and the road. It'll fill no problem at all. And then have swales all over the property to slow down the water. More dams. Previous owner says that a dam down the bottom would fill up really quickly, but one up the top would fill quick too, just because of all the runoff from the road. So a lot of people have just cleared their blocks out here. There used to be a property up there, used to be an orchard, I think. Not sure what kind of fruit trees it was growing. Lots of things springing to life around here at the moment, which is great to see. Rainfall out here, I think, is around 374 millimetres a year, which is about half of what it is at Eagleby. So water management would be crucial out this way. I mean, as you can see at the moment with a lot of my other videos, I'm focusing a lot on growing in a drought, sorry, because there's just no rain. We haven't had very much rain. We've had more rain than they've had out here. If anyone recognises any of the plants, leave a comment down below telling me what they are. It's interesting grass. I'd be curious to see what goats would do out here. Obviously fenced and well maintained. So I'm back to the driveway. Did I show you this side before, or did I show you all the other side? It's not like you can tell me, is there? But so that's the boundary of the property, is just where the fence line is. Interesting. I think my friend's mum bought this property about 30 years ago, I think. And she built the log cabin 20 years ago while my friend was pregnant with a daughter. Who's the same age as my eldest, who's now coming up to 23. There's a lot of cypress pine on the property, which cypress pine's fantastic for building anything out of because it's resistant to pest attack. So you don't, it's basically got a natural resistance, so you don't have to worry about termites. And it's rot resistant as well, so it's really good for building animal pens out of, and houses. I'm nearly back to the cabin. Might go for a wander out the back in the next video. And I'm not going to go as far as that in that because there's too many of these grasses that are going to catch on my skirt. I should have worn jeans. Anyway, have a great day. Bless you.